And now, here is your host for the Cleveland Sports Report, Nick Brolis.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Cleveland Sports Report. Hope you all certainly had a wonderful Memorial Day holiday, and before I go any further with the show, I just wanted to take this time to thank all of you veterans, both past, present, and the future ones, that have given us this opportunity to do what we absolutely love to do on a daily basis, and to have this country to be as free as what it is, to have the rights and the freedoms that we do, because it's not free. And a special shout out, if you will, to my buddy Jake, who served in the Marines for, I think it was 4 or 5 years, and he's been out for about 5 years now. But thank you, Jake, for your services. And to all of you again, God bless you all. Thank you so much for doing what you did to allow us to do what we are able to do on a daily basis. Thank you all. And again, hope you all had a wonderful holiday weekend with all of the family and friends that you got together with, cookouts, whatever the case may be. And thank you for joining me here on this edition of the Cleveland Sports Report. I am your host, Nick Brolis. My Twitter handle is @mbrolis, and my email is nickbrolis8404@yahoo.com. Just a ton of stuff that we have to cover since the last time I came to you guys. And we're going to talk about the Cavs, the Browns, and the Indians. A couple other side notes here and there, but we're going to start off with the Indians, who are now 24-28, last in the American League Central Division. And after we got swept by the A's, we had Detroit coming into town. Everybody thought that was the storm of the century for the most part, coming into town. And what do? We sweep them. So that was good. And then, of course, we went to Baltimore for a 4-game series. I personally went to 2 of the games, Friday and Saturday. Friday, of course, was the 8-4 loss, and Saturday was the 9-0 blowout that we did. I wanted to thank Katie and a couple other of the family and friends that I have over there for allowing me to be able to go to those games and to visit Camden Yards. What a beautiful ballpark it is. Good fans there, and it was an absolute delight to be able to go to a different ballpark and see what it looked like, and to just be in a different atmosphere for once. So thank you to all those over there in the Baltimore area. I really appreciated it. And so what that leads me to next with the Indians is the upcoming series. Of course, we started a 3-game series over in Chicago against the Southsiders. We started that, and pretty much errors. Again, errors, and we've already lost the first game, so we're hoping to get 2 out of 3, which would be much needed for a team that's trying to get back to 500. And then, of course, coming up, we have the White Sox, and I believe the Colorado Rockies are coming into town starting on Friday. So, with that being said, I looked at some of the error statistics in Major League Baseball, and here are the worst teams, starting from best, if you will, to worst. Boston, Texas, San Diego, Oakland, Pittsburgh, Arizona, the White Sox, the Miami Marlins, the Dodgers, and the 2 worst teams in baseball with errors are the Washington Nationals with 44, and then our Cleveland Indians with 52. That's obviously going to increase, hopefully not too much more, because it's killing us. But on the bright side, yes, there is a bright side. There's a bright side to everything. We lead the majors in strikeouts with 433. If we just took our errors and cut them in half, could you imagine how much better baseball we could be playing right now? How many more wins we would have? We wouldn't be in last place. So, your opinion on that. And of course, I got the standings right here on my iPad. How you like that? Nice little tool here. So, up-to-date standings for the entire Major League Baseball scene. In the American League, you have in the East the Blue Jays in first with a record of 30-22, followed by the Yankees at 27-23. In the Central, the Tigers are at 28-19, followed by the White Sox at 26-27. And over in the West, you have the Oakland Athletics at 31-20, followed by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in second place with a record of 28-22. Over in the Senior League, the National League for those of you young baseball fans. Over in the NL East, you have the Braves at 28-22 in first place, followed by the Marlins at 27-25. In the Central, you have the Milwaukee Brewers at 30-22, followed by the second place St. Louis Cardinals at 28-23. And finally, to end off the baseball portion of this CSR, over in the West, you have the Giants at 32-19 in first place, followed by the Dodgers, who went back up to 28-24 in second place. So, that is what you have with that. Now, what I'm going to go to next. The Cavs got the first pick in the 2014 NBA Draft after only being given a 0.04% chance of getting a top 3 spot. The draft order is as follows. I'm just going to give you the top 5. The Cavs, the Bucks, the 76ers, the Magic, and the Jazz are your top 5. My top 3, personally, has changed. If I would have shot this show for you a day ago, this is what it would have been. My top 3, Duke forward, Jabari Parker, who is my number 1 pick. Center, Joel Embiid. And Kansas forward, Andrew Wiggins, who is my 2nd pick. Now, the reason why I said to you it has changed is because of this. I have actually dropped out center Joel Embiid because of his back issues. I know some of you may be thinking, wow, that's pretty rough. Well, I really want to have as few medical issues with my first overall pick as possible. I know last year, we had that issue, but Anthony Bennett hopefully will come along. I haven't given up on him yet, but he's got to play well in the summer league. He's got to get in better condition, so I'm not going to get too far in that. But anyways, I'm going to simplify this because some of you were actually confused as to why the Cavs earned the top 3 pick in the draft. Well, this is what happened. A couple years ago, the Pistons and the Hornets made a trade, and pretty much it was for Ben Gordon and Corey Maggette. Well, pretty much it was a top 8 protected pick. Well, since the Hornets were not in the top 8 in terms of a record, the Pistons lost out on that pick because of the Hornets being selected where they were. So the next team in line, because the Cavs by record were supposed to be there, automatically jumped up because the Hornets were not in the top 8. So, since the Hornets were selected at that position, that's what allowed the Cavaliers to jump up because the Cavaliers were in that spot right next to where the Hornets were. So, that allowed them to move up. So, for those of you that were confused about that, the Cavs got that because of that pick with that trade being a top 8, and the Hornets were not one of the top 8 worst teams in the league. That's why Detroit dropped out. So, there you go with that. That is the NBA part of CSR for this edition. Now on to the NFL and the Browns. I have them going with experience at the quarterback position as practices continue, OTAs up in Berea. I have them going with Brian Hoyer winning the starting job over Johnny Manziel. And I've told you guys this before. I really, really, really hope that we don't have to see Manziel this year, because if that's the case, that means that something happened to Hoyer. So I'm really hoping that nothing happened there. Now, the other thing is there's such a hoopla going on about Manziel being caught in Vegas during this holiday weekend. So what? Who cares? Everybody's looking for a party on Memorial Day. Everybody. I don't have any issues with it. As long as he's at practice doing his thing, I'm fine with that. And see, my whole thing is that, let the guy be a guy when it's not that serious. I mean, so what? You know how many players come Memorial Weekend go out and do their own thing? So what? Who cares? Let the guy live a little. I mean, he's not being immature about things. So, I mean, like I said, everybody's looking for a good time on Memorial Weekend. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the Browns signed Miles Austin to a multi-year deal worth $2 million. For those of you who are asking me about that, Earl Bennett signed a 1-year, $730,000 deal with the Browns. And for those of you who are wondering about Ray Rice, he's going to go to classes about his issues, and therefore the trial was dismissed after these classes are completed, which they will. And playoff expansion will not happen this year, but it will happen in 2015 more than likely, according to Commissioner Roger Goodell. Super Bowl 50 has been announced to be getting, the host of Super Bowl 50 will be in Minnesota, the new home of the Vikings. And Sunday, August 3rd, the Buffalo Bills will play the Giants in the Hall of Fame game here in Canton. So, if any of you Bills or Giants fans around, there you go. There you have that. And finally, to end on the NBA side of things, is that, yes, I have been watching the NBA playoffs finally. I wasn't really too much into the first round. But, see, for me, there's a reason for that, because some of the games are not close. These, now, the series were kind of here in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference Finals. They haven't been as good as what I thought they would be. They haven't been as close as what I thought they would be. Miami leads their series with Indiana 3-1 after a blowout last night. And tonight, the Thunder look to jump even further back into the series after they won. So, hopefully I see a competitive game tonight. I want to see Oklahoma actually give a good fight like they did last night. And hopefully they can make the series more intriguing. Because I have Miami and San Antonio in the NBA Finals already. So, there you have it. We talked a little bit about the Indians and their errors issues and some of the other little things with the series and whatnot. We talked about the Cavs earning the #1 overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft on June 26th, that is, I believe. And stuff going on with the Browns. And just a little side note with Johnny Manziel. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm pretty sure none of you guys think it's a big deal. So, that's this edition of the Cleveland Sports Report. I thank you for watching. Again, tweet at me your opinions at mbrolis. Email me your opinions. nickbrolis8404 at yahoo.com. Again, thank you for watching.